Okay, Assalamu alaikum. This is Abdul Malik Ahmed again from DeenTV. Now we're going through the winners of the Ramadan Eid short film competition, short video competition. So basically you had to send in a short video, didn't have to be a short film, a short video about Ramadan and or Eid. Okay, so this video here is from a brother named Shamaa'il. That's an awesome name, Shamaa'il. And he has a video called Ramadan in Quarantine. And he writes, this is his synopsis: this short film is about how I spend my day in quarantine. I live in the country and I was born and raised here in the South. I am a third generation Muslim. That's awesome. And I try to show as much of my day as possible in 5 minutes. This year I turned 13, which means I have to fast daily during Ramadan. It just happens that this year our world is battling an outbreak. So my official first Ramadan as a teenager will be challenging to stay busy. With no more childish excuses to break my fast once I am bored. I want to bring you along to see how I spend Ramadan in quarantine. All right, without further ado, let's watch Ramadan in Quarantine by Shamaa'il.
الحمد لله الذي أحيانا بعد ما أماتنا وإليه النشور.
Ramadan. Now I got a plan before it's come and gone. Getting close to a loss, spend a lot of time. That my heart is the program. Everybody knows we got to fast. Everybody know how to fast.
Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shamaa'il and I'm doing a video for the DeenTV Ramadan during quarantine challenge, and I just wanted to bring y'all along with me to show y'all how I spend my Ramadan during quarantine. Sometimes I like to prank my brother as if he missed Sahri by telling him it's time for Fajr. Yo, it's time for Fajr.
What's that?
It's time for Fajr.
Yo, stop pulling my hair, leave me alone. Yo, stop! Stop! God. Bro, what?
Then he realizes what time it is. Get up.
Oh, okay. I got it now.
Then we eat and read Holy Quran together. I read my Mus'haf, and he reads his learning Quran for kids. Around 9 in the morning, I log into school online. I am homeschooled. Pretty much everyone knows what homeschool is now because of coronavirus. I take online classes for about 5 hours a day. Did you read this one?
My Ramadan backpack.
I help my little sister with her Ramadan coloring worksheets to make the time pass faster. My brother and I practice our tartil and tilawat by recording ourselves. I also have chores like taking out the fruit and vegetable peels to the garden compost. Fun fact, paper bags and cardboard boxes can also go in because they decompose. Shucking the corn, wrapping it, and grilling it on the barbecue sends a message to my stomach that the hunger will be over soon. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so it's a little bit later, but the sheeple right here, they are running all over the place earlier, so I had to come back later where they're not running, and I wanted to show y'all. See them? I don't know if you can see it, but I would try and get a closer look, but they run a lot. After this, I head home to water the garden and prepare for iftar. Fortunately, my brother recorded himself because you can hear the Hafiz on loudspeaker reading Tarawih prayers so that everyone can hear, even in their homes. Lastly, I finish up my reading. Quarantine Mubarak.
All right, okay. Thank you, Shamaa'il, for sending this. You are a winner. You were selected as one of the top 3. So, I took in consideration your age and also, your ability to do video. And I think it was done very well. And I'm going to say the positives and the improvements that I think you could make in this video. First off, I thought you had some cool transitions. One, where you put your hands close. I thought that was creative, where you use the transitions in there. A very good variety of shots. So you had close-up shots, you had behind the back shots, you had overhead shots, you had wide shots, you had all different variety of shots that basically kept my interest throughout the video. So that was very good. I was impressed that I think people maybe are learning from these videos. Maybe you watched the other videos and saw what we're looking for, variety of shots. So that was very good. The fact that you use a voiceover was good. I thought that it helped guide the video, the viewer, to see what your day was like, so it wasn't just a combination of images and then some music. So the voiceover definitely helped. Also, you used fast motion, which was very smart in the sense that if you were to just show that in regular speed, it would have been kind of boring, right? And you wouldn't have been able to show as much. So using a variety of speeds was good, and that shows you have a little bit of understanding about editing, video editing. So when you use fast motion, you're able to speed up the motion and tell the story in a more condensed fashion. You also used depth of field. That was good. You had shallow depth of field where the background was very blurry in the back and the leaves were in front. You could see that you used depth of field in that way very well. So I don't know what camera you were using, but if that was a cell phone, sometimes that's pretty hard to do on cell phones because usually cell phones have a very they don't have a very shallow depth of field. But anyway, that was cool. Also, you use Ramadan is Here music. Okay, I like that. But I think this is gonna start getting into some of the improvements. I felt that you could have used some type of background music in more of your videos. You use Ramadan here in the beginning. Ramadan is Here in the beginning, but and then everything else, there was no other kind of background music. You can use background nasheed if you're okay with music. You can find tons of stuff on YouTube that will fit the theme of your music, so you should think about that. Some of the shots were a little too long, I felt. I understand when you were talking to the camera, you wanted to explain what the camera, what you were doing into the camera, but other shots I felt they didn't need to be that long. They could have been shortened. And you would have still been able to tell the story just fine and represent what you were trying to get across to the audience in a shorter period of time, which is always better. Some of the things I thought that topography. I feel that a lot of the videos that have been submitted really need to learn a little bit more about typography and how text can go seamlessly with video or any type of pictures. So for example, there was one scene where you had the background, it looked like a tablecloth, and then you had some text over it. So certain things I felt like, one, the text could have been a little thicker so that it gives a little bit more contrast. And and speaking of contrast, I felt that the background could have been dimmed in a sense that you could have, in order to bring more attention to the words, to the letters, you could have made the background a little bit more muted or dimmed, change the color of the background so that the foreground color gets attention. You did that well in some of the other clips that you did, some of the other video where you had the text, the white text against the dark background, and it really stood out. So that was good. I also think that you should use, you and a lot of other people should use thicker fonts when it comes to showing text. So it just brings more attention, because usually when you have text on the screen, you want to bring attention to the viewers about what you're writing on the screen. So I think if you use sometimes thicker font, sometimes it helps because it stands out a little bit more from the background. Also, I felt that there was some alignment issues you had with some of the text. I think, if you would have moved the text over in one place, it would have probably been a little bit better. And, like I said, change up the music a little bit more, use different background music, but overall I thought it was very good. Another thing that I felt that you could have had is you could have had some establishing shots, like for example when you were looking at the compost pile, I couldn't really get an idea what it was, or some of the shots, they were too close. What you could have done, and it seems like you live in a really cool place. You have, I think those were sheep that you were showing us. You have gardens, you can grill, you can do a lot of awesome things. It would have been good to maybe seen a wide shot of your house and where you are. I think some of the shots could have really used a wide shot so we could see, we could understand what it is, as opposed to close-up shots. So you could have added, you could have had the same amount of time, but you could have had two shots instead of one. You could have had a wider shot and then a closer shot, and it would probably tell the story a lot better. Overall, great job, and congratulations for winning. And I hope to see more from you. It seems like you have an eye for videography and editing. So congratulations, and inshallah, brother Shamaa'il, we will hear more from you and see more from you, inshallah. Give my salams to all of your brother who you wake up in the morning. May Allah bless you for waking him up in such an interesting manner. All right. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This DeenTV video was made possible in part by Islamic Relief USA, working together for a better world, and by Recycle Processes Incorporated.